told.
Do you believe in this?
He said in an interview on television that he fired Comey because of the Russia investigation, which was an investigation into his campaign. So in my opinion, and I'm not a lawyer, but I do know some lawyers, and they have given some credence to this idea. I think that he admitted to obstructing justice in that interview.
You know Alan Dershowitz, right?
No, I don't know Alan Dershowitz. Fuck you. Do you want to argue the issues, or do you want to fucking cast aspersions?
No, I'm talking about the big-time lawyer, Alan Dershowitz.
You guys are just mean.
Wait, so are you saying Trump is actually like a Russian spy?
No.
Wait, no, I'm genuinely.
I said nothing about Russia. I said he obstructed justice.
Because that is
I do happen to think that Russia has something on Trump. But
I do believe that. I think Trump was planted by the Russians.
Oh my god.
I don't think he's planted. I think the Russians probably have something on him. Because the Russians have something on everybody.
Of course they have something on them, because Russia wants to help Trump, because Trump doesn't want to be a dickhead.
I wasn't even making a Jewish meme. Alan Dershowitz is a very he's a prominent lawyer, and he's a constitutional lawyer, and he was a big supporter of Hillary Clinton, and he is saying that look him up. He's saying that every single claim that's.
I know who Alan Dershowitz is, asshole.
Well, I just asked.
Wait, what is that? Is that a Jewish last name? It sounds like a Jewish last name.
Sounds like a Jewish last name.
Finding cookies. If you have nothing to offer.
I don't know. It's the fact that I've been on here for 20 minutes, and 15 of the 20 minutes that I've been on here have been about the fact that I said I'm Jewish. I don't know. It might have had something to do with that.
No,
We've
being Jewish in this day and age.
Dershowitz was, and you said no. I don't fucking know. Fuck you.
With all these Nazis.
Well, let's continue. Let's just continue.
Hey, I'm a Nazi. I'm a Nazi of love.
Wow. No.
I'm even off the fact that he said he was Jewish. I'm more onto the fact that he said that Trump's presidency will end before his 4-year term is up.
I think that's probably true.
Yeah, probably true.
Certainty. I think it's probably.
He's not
true.
gonna get impeached.
But how? You realize just because you don't like him.
Do you want to calm down, dude? I don't know who that is. But do you want to calm down?
No.
What?
Like, the problem with Trump, right, is that it's not that he's doing anything wrong or that people don't like him, even though that both of those things might be true. It doesn't even matter. The point is, he's a problem, right? He's a problem for the people who actually run the country, right? And the people who actually run the country will want to get rid of him. That's the issue. It doesn't matter whether anyone likes Trump or dislikes Trump. He's a problem for the people who run the country.
I don't disagree with that assessment.
Who does?
I think that's probably close to the truth. Yeah.
Who does run the country? The richest people, along with the CIA.
Okay, the CIA part is not true.
Yeah, the CIA. No, the CIA part.
The rich people running the country is true.
The CIA bit is definitely true.
Look
right.
at the
Hold on. Let me just point out for 1 second the Washington Post, right? One of the most well-respected newspapers in the United States, the Washington Post. Sure. They have a multi-million-dollar deal with the CIA that they have never disclosed in their paper. Never disclosed. They regularly have former CIA agents and current CIA agents write for their newspaper.
Because CIA agents gather and assess intelligence, and it makes sense that those people with that skill set would then go into journalism. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but they never disclose it. They don't disclose this person works for the CIA.
But here's the thing: is whenever the CIA does something with anybody else, they don't disclose it.
You know what kind of stories you get? You should read the kind of stories that they publish about North Korea, about Syria, all this bullshit.
They publish about North Korea that's CIA.
North Korea is a threat to world peace. Ooh,
they are
all this shit.
Not really.
How is North Korea?
Oh god, you really fall for that shit?
How is it?
What are they doing that's a threat to world peace? They just want to be left the fuck alone.
But they don't have a central bank owned by the Rothschild family. Come on, we have to have a revolution.
Back to that.
Exactly. That's the real problem. They don't. They're not falling in line with global capitalism.
Yeah, that, and they have lithium in their soil that the U.S. wants.
And did you guys hear about?
and also rare earth material.
Sorry to
fucking everywhere. That's ridiculous.
Sorry to derail
the
slightly
rare
here,
earth
but,
is like only in North Korea, dude.
Why do you think South Korea makes so many?
You ever?
Wait, 1 second. I have a question for Zach.
There's more lithium in Bolivia than there is anywhere else in the world, and U.S. companies have plenty of access to it.
Well, actually, yeah, I was just going to ask about Bolivia. Did you guys hear that Bolivia's president, Evo Morales, recently declared that they are completely free from the IMF and the World Bank?
Maybe.
God bless him.
I know, it's amazing.
Fuck neoliberalism.
Is Bolivia
Fuck neoliberalism. It's not done anything except the longest period in history of sustained economic growth for the entire planet.
Yep.
It's never done anything for anybody.
Evo Morales is a leftist leader. He's been very popular in Bolivia for a long time.
Don't.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean you specifically. I meant for people who don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's a badass.
He's also the first indigenous leader of Bolivia, which is a big step for them.
Yes, he is. Yes. And the funny thing is just Bolivia just keeps doing amazingly. Portugal as well, even though the Portuguese government wanted to do continued austerity, they elected a leftist government with actually even have some Marxist-Leninists supporting them now. And the country's been in recovery for years.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Sergeant Savage is speaking truth. No, I mean, North Korea is a big problem.
How so?
Not
No, it's
Oh man, they can.
So look, there's a few countries on the
No, Marty, let me speak.
There's a few countries on this planet that pose an existential threat to the United States, and I'm an American, so I look at things from the perspective of the national security of the United States, and there are a number of countries that could threaten the United States existentially. Russia, China, France, and UK have nuclear weapons also that could reach the United States.
France and the UK pose a threat to the US. What is this revisionism?
No, whoa.
I'm speaking.
I'm saying they have capabilities. They're not existential threats to the United States because we're allies. But China and Russia certainly are. The reason that Russia and China are able to get away with so much stuff that is against U.S. interests is that they have the existential power to annihilate the United States.
Yes, thank God. Otherwise, they probably would have been couped by now.
Whatever. Sure. The issue is that North Korea is one of the worst regimes on earth. They have concentration camps there. There's no.
Can I imagine something?
No freedom of anything. Can I just finish?
No. Hold on. Concentration camps is wrong. They have work camps, which are essentially the same as prisons. It's essentially the exact same thing that the United States has.
Have you ever listened to any single
hold on, let me finish.
Has...
No, let me finish. They have exactly the same thing that the United States has. The United States has prisons which are privately run, which force people to labor for essentially 30 cents a day. How is that any different to a North Korean work camp?
Guys, look,
so exactly
the United States is gonna collapse in like the next 200 years, and
we have an independent judiciary.
No. Let me tell you why.
Of course you do.
Murray, shut up. Dude, we have an independent judiciary that can at least review conditions in prisons. We have a way to address some of the problems that we have in the United States. And I agree that some of the things that we do are really shameful. I completely agree. But we have a review system. We have a way for those things to be reviewed. We have a way for those things to improve. And the U.S. has, over the last 100 years, made a lot of progress socially in terms of trying to get the press.
I'm sorry, for the last 100 years.
North Korea is a system where there's one person in charge. It's a familial dynasty.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That is not the North.
It's not a dynasty. I mean, it's literally the grandson of the founder of the country is now in charge, and the previous leader was his father.
Okay,
how is it not a dynasty?
All right, calm down, dude. Just calm the fuck down, right? Okay, you've got Kim Jong-un.
He does not have, I want to hear what you have to say about this.
He does not have as much power as the Western media claims for starters. And I'm no defender of North Korea. I know how horrible it is to live there. But do you know what?
What evidence do you have to support that supposition?
If Kim Jong-un was going to do anything that was against the interests of North Korea, the rest of his generals, his council, which he is the chairman of, and all of his other cabinet members would rally up against him and overthrow him. Right? It does not matter what Kim Jong-un does or says. He is still responsible and accountable to the other people in his government, to his generals, to everyone around him. There is still some accountability.
To a handful of elites in an unofficial capacity. I agree with that. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, but exactly. He is accountable in that respect. Sure, they're not incredibly democratic, but neither is the United States.
Not incredibly democratic.
When you vote for presidential candidates, they're already bought out by corporations. Look at your last election, Trump and Clinton. My God, what a fucking choice to have. Trump and Clinton.
The UK is better.
No,
well,
at
least, a backbench
Shall we talk about rotten boroughs?
Let's talk about let's talk about the UK for a moment. At least a backbench politician with a history of actually fighting for the marginalised and oppressed in society can go on and become leader of a political party and actually fight in an election, like Jeremy Corbyn.
And ruin every chance of that political party gaining any kind of power. Jeremy Corbyn.
Well, actually, Labour just did. You're a fucking idiot because Labour just did incredibly well. The best they've done.
They did incredibly well, and they're not in power.
The best. No, of course not. The best they've done since 2005. The best they've done in 12 years. The best election result in 12 years they just got because of Jeremy Corbyn.
Since the last Labour leader, who was a corporate sellout, Tony Blair.
Well, he wasn't last Labour leader.
You're right.
But yeah, I'm well aware of the problems of New Labour, and Jeremy Corbyn voted against almost every single policy of his.
It's good. It's good. I just don't see
paint Labour with the same brush. That's like me saying, oh, I don't fucking know. Ronald Reagan and Ron Paul are the same person. You know, they've got different policies, even though they're both Republicans. They've got completely different ways of looking at it. Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, are they the same people? Of course not. They've got much different policies. They're very different.
It's true. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
My main issue was with the thing you brought up with North Korea earlier. You said they had to be dealt with, correct? Like, in what way do you mean?
I did not speak those words. That was.
Who said that?
I think that was Sergeant Savage.
Okay.
Maybe I don't want to blame it on him if he didn't say it.
Oh, that's all.
I think he said something like that. Yeah.
I think we need bilateral talks which lead to peace between North Korea and the rest of the world. These sanctions aren't doing anything. They're just making the people of North Korea suffer.
Nope.
So here's a problem. It's written into the South Korean Constitution, of which we're allies. The United States is allies.
Oh God, yeah, I hate South Korea.
It's written in the South Korean Constitution that the territory that is currently the DPRK, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea, is part of their territory.
Well, they can say that all they want. I'm sure that
but it's written in the fucking Constitution. So
I'm sure that North Korea has it in their constitution that they're the government that represents the whole.
That is actually true. Yes, the DPRK Constitution also says South Korea is part of their territory.
You know what I want? I want Kim Jong-un and that new president of South Korea, the one who's the human rights lawyer or whatever.
Moon. Oh no.
Yeah.
Wait. You're not talking.
Whoever it is. I want him to fight.
Thank Moon is the UN guy. Moon is
the UN guy. No.
Giant
the new guy. I want the new president and Kim Jong-un to fight to the death. Whoever wins can rule Korea. That's fine by me.
And you'd be fine if that was, well, I think Kim Jong-un would probably lose.
Well, did you hear I read a very interesting story.
Because he's a fat guy with gout.
And I read a very interesting story just the other day about a girl who fled North Korea to go to South Korea. Her life in South Korea was so shit that she ran back to North Korea. And if you saw some of the videos of downtown...
It's not fucking true.
It absolutely is. I can find you the article if you
want. Her life in South Korea, what?
Okay, let's talk about...
If you saw videos of Gangnam in Seoul and the other areas in Seoul, the buildings are falling apart.
Let's deconstruct that. First of all, if you're a defector, you get a nice life in South Korea. You get the government hooks you up with an apartment. There's no way, but I mean, just to talk about why
most
that
of
story
them
is
defect
bullshit.
to China
because
the border is strong enough.
Most of them start in China because there's no way to get across the DMZ. They start in China. They usually go to Malaysia or Thailand sometimes, and then they end up in South Korea eventually.
I just like to clarify
there is literally a government office in South Korea that hooks up defectors with apartments.
No, I know all about that.
Yeah, but what about the
so you'll be fine. If you're a defector, you're gonna live a middle class life in South Korea, which actually, in terms of healthcare and a few other things, is a better middle class life than you would live in the United States.
Wait, but think about
also
this.
faster internet speeds.
You're gonna guys, you're gonna be looked down upon by literally.
There are
the faster internet speed is
who get kidnapped and taken back to North Korea after they defect.
Right, the faster internet speed is actually a meme because so many people now have gigabit.
I don't give a shit about memes.
But it doesn't work.
It's the truth.
It doesn't work.
South Korea has the fastest internet in the world.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
I've been to Seoul. It has the fastest internet in the world.
All right, calm down, dude. Just calm down. All right, just take a chill pill.
I'm calm.
Right?
I'm telling you that those are the facts.
Can you let me fucking finish, you piece of shit? Thank you. Jesus Christ, just let me talk. Right. So, there's so many people have the gigabit internet now. They've been signing up for it repeatedly, but you don't get the speed that you're promised anymore. You get a much lower speed. Everyone's getting a lower speed because they've sold it to so many. They've actually oversold.
A less fast internet than somewhere else now?
I don't even see how it's not necessarily better to live in South Korea just because they have fast internet. Who gives a shit about that? I care about like what someone's life is actually like.
As I said, the South Korean government provides basically a stipend for a middle-class life in Seoul for any North Korean defectors who are willing to come.
Can I ask why there's such a massive suicide rate in South Korea if it's so good?
It's true.
I don't have a good answer for that.
Because they're forced to work.
Really?
Same as Japan, because they're forced to work long hours. Just to
and they've been removed from
there's a certain Asian work
culture
culture that might contribute to it, but I wouldn't
nothing to do
pin all that on that.
And where they live, the buildings are literally falling apart. I can show you a video of Gangnam in Seoul where the buildings are literally just crumbling away. And the roads are falling apart. There's no infrastructure at all. The infrastructure is just gone. It looks like something out the 70s.
The rail infrastructure in South Korea is some of the best in the world.
No, I'm talking about where people fucking live, dude. I'm not. Oh, they have good trains. They have good internet. Their houses are fucking falling apart.
Right.
They're good at
do you guys want to have this be moderated for a bit? I mean, like, actually have this be, like, as in systematic?
What?
I'm unopposed to that idea. What?
Like, do you guys want to systematize this? Like, you guys want to have this as, like...
I mean, I'm not sure what we're debating. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a video.
Haven't Asian countries always
apparently right now what we're debating is that North Korea isn't that bad.
Haven't you guys... haven't Asian countries always had high suicide rates?
Yeah.
As for South Korea versus
as long
North
as
Korea,
records have been kept, but that's only the past couple hundred years.
Because they're more nationalist, and anyways, they haven't been westernized like the.
Yeah, I think they choose the westernization.
They actually have better culture. They have better culture in North Korea. I'll give them that.
Better culture.
Oh, dude, have you seen fucking K-pop?
Japan was better pre-westernization. Once they were westernized, a lot of their culture was completely destroyed by U.S. imperialism.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I think North Korea's political culture is based.
I'm not talking about politics.
Like the government.
Okay, I haven't finished my point.
It's like
so
at least have a better culture.
I just want to quickly say I linked you to the video of Jowon-dong in Gangnam in Seoul.
And you can, you know what? Any U.S. or U.K. city, you could show something like this too.
The U.S. Oh, definitely. The U.S. definitely has failing infrastructure, no doubt.
Oh, have you been here?
Yes, I have.
And where have you been in the U.S.?
Specifically, I spent 2.5 months in California.
Oh yeah, I'd believe it. I'm in California. California's fucked up.
The Bay Area, like you go to places like
some of the other places in the country.
They have
Look, I wouldn't argue.
They have a lot of bureaucracy problems. They're government workers.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a bureaucracy problem with government necessarily. I'd just say that the government's basically bought out, same as most places in the United States. The government's just bought out by the corporations.
You just are so.
And the Bay Area specifically has a shit ton of homeless people that they've basically done nothing about. And the rent is so high. No, like half of people in San Francisco can't afford to live there.
Yep, absolutely true.
Well, then why do they stay
I don't disagree with any of those assessments.
But San Francisco's great, guys, because they're tolerant of the gays. You know, it's brilliant. It's a liberal paradise.
As anything in the United States, any paradise that we have is based upon the idea that you have money first.
Everything within the United States is one form of liberalism. It's like you have neoliberalism, which is just a type of capitalism that buys into the multiculturalism, or you have social liberalism, which is basically like light socialists that just push for multicultural retardation.
I wouldn't even call that social.
About right.
Well, it's just a light version of it, really. It's like
I'm gonna just say I want to give my award to this group that's here now, that I have not been admonished in the past 20 minutes for being Jewish. So if somebody wants to do that now, go ahead and do it. But
shut up. File your papers.
No.
Shut up,
Okay, it's time to go to German.
There it is.
Nothing wrong here.
I feel comfortable again.
You actually follow the religion of Judaism?
No.
None of them do.
Yeah, exactly. None of them do.
Well,
proving they're an ethnic.
Okay. There are Jews that do, but I don't.
Hold on, let me find this. I had this open. I was reading this early. Here we go.
But we all have to be Christian. We all have to be Christian.
Fuck that shit.
Consider.
I don't believe in God.
Let us consider the actual
fantasy.
Look after third world is.
Here we go. Let us consider the actual worldly Jew, not the Sabbath Jew, as Bauer does, but the everyday Jew. Let us not look for the secret of the Jew in his religion, but let us look for the secret of his religion in the real Jew.
Okay, it's time to
What
go
is
to
the
German
secular basis for Judaism? Practical need, self-interest. What is the worldly religion of the Jew? Huckstering. What is his worldly god? Money.
Why was there a swimming pool?
Guys, it's time to
Hey guys, why have you been discussing Jews so much? Because everyone is like only
it's because they got inferiority complexes.
Everyone thinks about their success, about money and stuff like that. Why Jews? What
they're
Jews
more intelligent.
Have to do with that?
They're very
They're high IQ.
They control like all.
Wait, more intelligent?
Really,
problem.
They're just too. It's too much of a liability. It's for the greater good.
I think
in Jewish families, education is definitely valued more than it is.
Also, the rabbi could have kids for generations and generations. The smartest of the tribe could have children for generations.
I think that's
first of all, for most of the Catholic Church's existence, Catholic priests were allowed to marry. It was just that they started inheriting land, and so that's why they stopped that.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
That was a self-inflicted wound for Christianity, in my opinion.
Rodrigo Borgia, who was Pope as Alexander Sextus, had many children, including famously Cesare, who fucked his sister, killed his brother, and killed his father. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was a bit of an outlier.
Cesare